everyone, it's Joey from the Pilates movement, and if you normally feel back aches when doing leg lifts, this video is for you. We're going to look at how we can adjust the lever of the limbs, how we can adjust the height of the limbs, and the pace of your movement to get more efficient connection to your core and lesser back strain, more supportive on your back in that way. We're gonna break down the leg lift single leg first, and then we'll take it double legs, okay? So first we're gonna find our imprint to support the lower back at the start. That rib cage is gonna press down towards the mat, so rather than here, if they're totally relaxed, wanna really engage that upper abs downwards, relax your neck. And then from there, slight tilt of your pelvis. So you want an active connection, meaning if I do it passively, I just press my lower back and my bum comes up. It's pressing down, but it's not coming from the core. Okay, so we want to look at ribs down and just a slight pelvic tilt with your belly button drawing in. So rib hip connection, the bum stays on. Lift your left leg up using your abs rather than the thigh. So we're reinforcing that core work. And now as you breathe out, straightening the leg out, find a height that you're able to still stay with that same pressure of your back pressing down, of your abs pulling in. And the only way to kind of find that connection or notice that connection is to move slower. So if I just let my leg be dominant, a lot of times the movement just releases from the core, it becomes a front thigh movement, right? So we want to have the abs supporting this, let your core be the dominant muscle in moving this leg. Reaching out for 2, and notice if you're leaning more on the left hip, and try and ground it down evenly on both sides. Okay, then from here, we're going to go into a leg lift on the same side. So again, find your imprint again. Your ribs and your lower back, you're going to reach it down equally and then use your abs to lift the leg rather than the leg to lift the leg. So this is continuous connection as much as we can. Reaching your leg up, depending on your flexibility, it might be slightly bent for some of you, and that's okay. Now as you exhale, find a height where you can maintain that imprint as you go lower. Inhale up. Okay, so you keep fine-tuning, relax the shoulders and the neck, and keep grounding this right side of your body so we're not just leaning on the left side. 3, inhale up. Exhale as you lower down, zipping down through the core rather than giving the legs the power to move, yeah? So if you notice that your head is moving, your hips are moving, that's a cue for you to move a bit slower to adjust your muscle sequencing 3, that it gets used to coming from the core rather than your leg moving the body, okay? Last 2. Body stable, last 1, abs are in. It's harder when you do it slower, right? And then rest your leg. So let's repeat this on the other side. Your right leg is coming tabletop now, holding your imprint. Your rib cage presses down. Exhale, reaching out. So a common mistake is when we start to move, we release the core and then we engage when we bend, right? So instead of releasing, we reinforce as we send the leg out, and as we bend, we hold, relax the shoulders, but keep the abs tight, reaching out. So it's a lot of checking. There's a small pause to check, and at the end, we hold to check as well, just to build up that mind-body connection, and noticing whenever it goes into default mode of sinking into the lower back. So how low we are going, it needs to be a position where you can keep your pelvis stable. It's not moving as you move your leg, and where your lower back doesn't let go. It's still being supported in that imprint with the rib cage. Now let's go into our leg lift, okay? So keeping that leg straight to your own maximum. Inhale to lift. Think of drawing your ribs in, abs in. Put more weight on your supporting hip. Right? So this moving leg hip, supporting leg hip, ground it down a bit more so we're not leaning to one side. You can also watch for shoulder blades equal on each side. So increasing that pressure on the left waistline too. Abs drawing in. Again, noticing what is lifting the leg. Is it my front thigh? Or is it my body or my hip? Or is it the core, obliques and lower abs? Okay, let's do one more. Go slower if it's hard to identify what muscles are your default. Okay, we're gonna now bring it up to both legs, right? So it's harder to hold both legs up compared to one leg supporting. So once you've found your imprint, belly button draw down rather than up. And then with that, lift one leg up using the support of your core, other leg up. So we're gonna start by straightening both knees, exhale out, inhale to bend, relaxing your shoulders. So as you reach out again, we're not letting go of that support on your back. We are reinforcing, which might mean a higher leg position. But that's where you're gonna feel less backache, less compression on your lower back, more connection on your core muscles, and your abdominals draws in and inhale to bend. So if you do need a bit of help with that slight tuck, you can have your hands below your bum. Okay, but same principle here. You might feel like you can go a bit lower with the hands helping, yes, but we're not letting go of the lower back still. We're still keeping that connection towards the neck. Last 4. Think of your abs drawing down and in, relaxing your neck from time to time so the neck and shoulders, they don't become the default. When we get a bit of overload or stress, usually our shoulders and neck start to hold for us, yeah, 2. Okay, so if you're going lower, you feel backache, remember, go higher, go slower. And that is roughly your maximum with the leg lift when you lower down, okay? Hug your knees to your chest, massage your lower back or lower your knees side to side, breathing. Okay, then now we go into the leg lift, right? So all that is to build up to your leg lift, finding your ribs pressing down, your imprint. So for a leg lift, it's long lever, right? So both legs are straight. And if your maximum is slightly bent, that's fine as well. Just make sure you keep the same amount of bend and you move from your hips rather than, because this was the previous exercise, right? So with the leg lift, just slightly longer lever compared to bending and straightening. So we're gonna lift the legs, exhale to lower down. Okay, and then inhale, lift. So I'm not going too low because my focus is on keeping my abdominals reaching down to the mat. And anytime you notice that it's becoming a lower back work, overriding your core engagement, usually somewhere here, right, for some of you, then that's where you need to fine tune again or take a break and then reset your body to another range. 3, okay? So you can do about 4 more here. Moving slower will give your mind more time to process that core connection so that it comes less from your thigh and your lower back. So the moment we move like fast to get it over with, okay, sometimes it's not fully working on the core as intended. It's working more on the quads or more on the lower back. So really think of where is the movement coming from, and do we need to adjust the height of the legs to keep it slow when you lift up. Think of lower abs and move smaller. As we do more, we get a bit more fatigue. You can adjust that. Okay, and then hug your knees in, massage it out. So over time, as you practice that more, you should find that you are able to go lower with lesser kind of pinch on the lower back, so that it's a controlled movement, and that even if you go lower, touch the floor or lift it up, it doesn't feel it's a lower back work. You feel it's a lower abs work. So you can practice this daily to build up your strength, okay? Thank you. See you soon.